Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we re-embarking on an epic journey through time to explore one of humanity's most awe-inspiring achievements. It's the Great Wall of China. When you think of the Great Wall, what comes to mind? A single, continuous stone dragon snaking across misty mountains. It's a powerful image, but the real story is far more complex, more fragmented, and honestly, even more fascinating. This isn't just one wall. It's a series of walls, fortifications, and watchtowers built, rebuilt, and modified over to millennia by various dynasties. So, grab your virtual walking sticks, because we're about to uncover the true history of the Great Wall. Our story begins over 2,700 years ago. During a chaotic period in Chinese history known as the Spring and Autumn period, China wasn't a unified empire yet. Instead, it was a patchwork of rival states, all vying for power and territory. To defend themselves from each other, and from nomadic tribes to the north, states like Qi, Yan, and Zhao began building defensive walls. These weren't the grand stone structures we see today. Think more along the lines of rammed earth barriers, created by pounding layers of soil and gravel between wooden frames until they were as hard as rock. It was a practical, effective technology for the time. These early walls were disconnected segments, strategic barriers built where they were needed most. They were the first seeds, the initial defensive thoughts that would later grow into the massive project we know as the Great Wall. The first major turning point came in 221 BC. A formidable leader, Qin Shi Huang, conquered all the rival states and forged them into the first unified Chinese empire, the Qin dynasty. He is famous for many things, like the Terracotta Army, but his impact on the Great Wall was monumental. To protect his new empire from the Xiongnu nomads in the north, Emperor Qin ordered the connection and extension of the existing state walls. Hundreds of thousands of laborers, including soldiers, peasants, and convicts, were conscripted for this colossal task. The conditions were brutal, and it's said that many who died working on the wall were buried within it, giving it the grim nickname the longest cemetery on Earth. While this is likely more myth than fact, it speaks to the immense human cost of its construction. The Qin Wall established the basic footprint for many future versions, stretching from the deserts of the west to the sea in the east. It was a powerful statement of imperial might, and a clear line drawn between the civilized agricultural society of China and the nomadic world beyond. After the short-lived Qin dynasty fell, the Han dynasty rose to power and ruled for over 400 years. They faced the same northern threat from the Xiongnu and recognized the value of the wall. The Han emperors didn't just maintain the Qin Wall, expanded it significantly, pushing it further west into the desert corridors of the Hexi Corridor. Why? To protect the burgeoning Silk Road. This legendary trade route was the economic lifeblood of the empire, connecting China to Central Asia and even the Roman Empire. The Han extended the wall with a sophisticated system of forts, garrisons, and beacon towers. These towers were the ancient world's high-speed communication network. A signal smoke by day, fire by night, could be relayed from tower to tower, transmitting news of an enemy approach across hundreds of miles in just a few hours. It was a marvel of military engineering that secured trade and protected the empire's frontiers for centuries. Following the Han dynasty, China entered another period of division, and for several centuries, the wall was less of a priority for many of the subsequent dynasties. Some, like the northern Qi, did undertake significant construction, but it wasn't until the Ming dynasty, from 1368 to 1644, that the Great Wall truly took the form we recognize today. The Ming emperors, after overthrowing the Mongol-led Yuan dynasty, were deeply concerned about a potential Mongol resurgence. They committed to a massive systematic building program that would last for over 200 years. This was the golden age of wall building. The Ming builders were masters of their craft. They used stronger materials like bricks and stone, especially in the strategically important areas around the capital, Beijing. The Ming Wall was an integrated defense system, not just a passive barrier. It featured imposing watchtowers, barracks for soldiers, fortresses at key passes, and platforms for cannons. The sections you see today, when you visit places like Badaling or Mutianyu near Beijing, are almost entirely Minyura constructions. They perfected the design, with crenellations for archers to shoot through and parapets to shield defenders. The sheer scale of the Ming project is staggering. It's estimated to be over 5,500 miles long. It was the ultimate expression of the dynasty's determination to secure its borders through fortification. So, with this incredible defense system, how did the Ming dynasty eventually fall? The irony is that the wall was not breached by a frontal assault. In 1644, a Ming general named Wu Songui, faced with a rebellion from within and an army of Manchu warriors at the gate, made a fateful decision. He opened the gates at Shanhai past the first pass under heaven, where the wall meets the sea, and allowed the Manchu forces to pour in. They went on to seize Beijing and establish the final imperial dynasty, the Qing. The Qing, being Manchus from north of the wall themselves, had little use for it as a defense against their own homeland. The Great Wall's military purpose faded, and it began its slow, long decline into the majestic ruin we see today. For centuries, sections of the wall crumbled, were scavenged for building materials, or were simply swallowed by nature. It wasn't until the 20th century, particularly with the founding of the People's Republic of China, that the wall was re-embraced as a national symbol. It was no longer a sign of isolation, but a testament to the endurance, ingenuity, and unity of the Chinese people. Massive restoration projects began, and it was promoted as a major tourist destination. In 1987, it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, cementing its status as a treasure belonging not just to China, but to all of humanity. One of the most persistent myths about the Great Wall is that it is the only man-made object visible from the moon. Let's clear this up. It's not true. Astronauts from the Apollo missions to the International Space Station have all confirmed that you cannot see the Great Wall from the moon, or even from low Earth orbit with the naked eye. It's simply too thin, and it blends in with the surrounding landscape. But does that make it any less great? Absolutely not. Its greatness isn't measured by its visibility from space, but by its incredible history, the millions of lives it touched, and its enduring power as a symbol of human ambition and perseverance. Today, the Great Wall faces new challenges. While popular sections are well maintained, many remote parts are threatened by erosion, sandstorms, and human activity. But the effort to preserve this historical marvel continues, ensuring that future generations will also be able to walk its ramparts and contemplate the immense sweep of history that it represents. It stands as a silent witness to the rise and fall of dynasties, 2 centuries of conflict and trade, and to the unending human desire to build, to protect, and to leave a mark on the world. So, the next time you see a picture of the Great Wall, remember that it's more than just a wall. It's a historical tapestry woven over 2,000 years, a story of emperors and nomads, soldiers and merchants, and a powerful symbol of strength and resilience. Thank you so much for joining me on this historical adventure today. What part of the Great Wall's history did you find most surprising? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the past. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.